If you haven't noticed by the now multiple videos on this channel, this is a channel that's going to have to do a lot with movies and the subject of film. It's going to involve a lot of filmmaker profiles. Each month is going to be dedicated to a theme having to do with a director or an actor with a prolific career. The first entry into that is going to see April being M. Night Shyamalan month for anyone who's curious. But the reason I'm doing this is because I'm someone who loves character. When I'm watching a movie or a TV series for that matter, some of my favorite parts are character development, learning about these people that we're supposed to follow and be invested in. As such, I felt it would be really cool for me to approach reviews from the perspective of how a filmmaker's way of life, their personality, and so on affect the films he or she chooses to make, and vice versa, how the films affect the filmmaker. But before I do that, I wanted to take that lens and turn it on myself. Why do I love movies is the question that I'm posing today. What is it about film that makes it so important to me, so much so that I'm dedicating an entire YouTube channel to it, and given the choice, will hopefully make a career out of it? Well, I'll say right now, it's downright impossible to fully explain any form of art, be it music, film, visual media, any physical form of art, or just anything that you would want to classify in that category. Art cannot be fully explained. The way I see it, it can only be explored. So with that in mind, I offer you a small, concise, not even close to being comprehensive look at why I love film. It's so concise, in fact, that I've shoved everything into just 3 categories. That's right, 3. Here they are. Number 1 is that film is immersive. Correction, good film is immersive. Actually, all of this applies to good film. I would hope that would go without saying, but anyway, good film is immersive. You know that effect when you're watching a movie and you just completely forget everything around you? You know when you're so invested in a movie that even after it's over, you're obsessing over the characters, the environments, what have you? That is what I mean. Great films have this impact on us that's just unexplainable. When you get done watching a film you love, you're going to carry that experience with you throughout the rest of your day, perhaps longer depending on the film. For example, one of my favorite films of all time is American History X. I just watched it yesterday, and even now I'm sitting here obsessing in the back of my mind over the characters of Derek and Danny, the choices that they made that affected the plot, the dialogue that was chosen for them. All of that is going on in my head, floating around in there as I record this video. Such is the power of film. The second aspect I want to discuss is the fact that film has endless possibility. Now, of course, the most obvious way to explain this is the idea of genre. Movies can have so many different settings and styles. They're your typical genres like comedy, drama, action, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, etc. First off, you can mix genres to create even more genres, such as dramedies, action, sci-fi, stuff like that. Then there are subcategories of all kinds, ranging from cyberpunk to film noir to exploitation, you name it. And each of these subcategories has just this world of unexplored territory all on its own. Just when you think you've seen everything, you can go watch some indie flick from a film festival from some filmmaker who has no name for himself whatsoever, and you will see unique concepts that you would never even have thought of. Such is the unique power of film. Beyond that, you also have the power of adaptation that also goes into film's endless possibilities. 2 filmmakers can adapt the same story into a film, but at the end of the day can have wildly different interpretations of how to portray that story. For example, when a book is adapted into a film, although the story really cannot be changed since it's already written out, there's still so much that can be done as far as the look of it. We may have gotten a certain look to The Lord of the Rings from Peter Jackson, but someone else may have imagined Middle-earth looking entirely different. And then when it comes to a true story being portrayed in film, especially one that's open-ended or inconclusive, then two different filmmakers can have completely different ideas of how to tell the story. They could have different interpretations of what happened, or different ideas of what the story could be in order to make an entertaining narrative. There's so many ways to go about storytelling in film. It's amazing. My final reason for why I love film is that it is downright inspirational. The right film can drive someone to go do great things, either in their own personal lives or in the lives of others. Film has a way of relating to a person's feelings or circumstances in a really profound way. Now, some may argue that music does the same, and you're absolutely right. I would never discredit the incredible power that music has. I respect it greatly. However, while music is a more personal experience, the person is listening and taking in the message of the song, which again is fantastic and very, very useful. Film has the ability to project those messages right in front of the person, the moviegoer. The movie viewer is able to watch someone else's life events play out in front of them and apply that person's experience to their own. Going through a tough breakup? Watch The Social Network. Mark Zuckerberg goes from being dumped to creating the single most successful social media site in the history of the internet. Mourning the death of a loved one? Watch The Lion King and see Simba's grief turn into empowerment as he takes his rightful place as king. Hell, want to blow off some steam after work because you hate your job? Watch Clerks, a movie all about hating the workplace. Literally any occasion you can think of, there's a film for that. It might not be obvious, it might not be part of your personal collection, but dig deep enough and you will find exactly what you're looking for. You'll find something that inspires you to get out and make a difference in the world. But you might ask, what about a bad movie that just makes me want to go out and do terrible things? Okay, don't do that. But even then, you can take the anger you feel towards a bad movie and turn it into something good, like creativity or something like that. The possibilities, again, are endless. If you want a personal example, another one of my favorite films is one called Johnny Got His Gun. It's a war movie about a soldier who gets caught in a landmine explosion in World War I. The explosion leaves him horribly mutilated beyond repair, and the whole movie is dealing with the ethics of whether or not to keep him alive. That movie made me rethink the whole idea of going to war, and it made me reshape my entire stance on the issue of war and of unnecessary violence. This is a film that to this day has a very profound effect on me. So I hope this video speaks to you. I hope it was worthwhile, because it was definitely insightful for me. I hope it's insightful for you too. There's so many things to love about film, and there's so many things to discuss, so much to analyze, and so much to just adore. It's an endless, vast world of just wonder and excitement, and just anyone who can't get excited about a film, even in a casual sense, even just going to see an Avengers movie and having a blast. Anyone who can't find some joy in film, I don't understand. Not to say I don't respect them, not to say I think they're idiots or anything like that. I just don't understand them. Because to me, film is one of the most beautiful things of this period in time. It's one of the reasons I'm very glad to be alive in the 21st century. And it's something that I really just want to spend the rest of my life researching and studying and reviewing. And that's exactly what this channel is about. It's about all of that. It's about analyzing film with real-time, real talk. It's about reviewing film with this filmmaker profile series that I'm coming up with. That's coming up, excuse me. And for me, a life dedicated to film is a really worthwhile life. Some may not see it that way, and that's okay. But to me, film is one of the highest forms of art. It inspires me so much. Film is a huge part of my life, even beyond the professional sense. And I really hope that I can use this channel and my other, forms of social media to project that to others and to share with others the love of this incredible medium. So thank you for anyone who's been watching, this entire thing. Thank you for making it this far. Thank you for hearing me out. And I hope you enjoy what I have to offer on this channel, because I really enjoy making it and talking about it. So, I'm Captain Sandwich. I'll see you next time. The movie viewer,